Everyone, myself Professor Khemchand Surana. In previous sessions, we have started with the anti-cancer agents. In that, we have seen the classification of anti-cancer agent, and the first major class of anti-cancer agent is alkylating agents. So again, the different subclasses of alkylating agents we have seen. In today's session, we'll start the second major class of anti-cancer agent, that is what anti-metabolic agents or anti-metabolites. So this is also called as anti-cancer anti-metabolites. So in today's session we'll discuss about these anti-metabolites. So basically these anti-metabolites are ACE phase specific drugs that are structural analogs of essential metabolites and that interferes with DNA synthesis. So we have seen the cell cycle of these cancerous cell. In that we have seen the different phases of the cycle. There is what S phase means synthetic phase will be there. So these antimetabolites are what S phase specific drugs, and these are what the structural similarity with these essential metabolites, and specifically these drugs interfere with the DNA synthesis. They interact with the enzymes and damage cells by the different mechanisms such as, so basically what will happen, so these metabolites will interact with the enzymes and damages the cell by, the first is what, substituting for metabolic normally incorporated into the key molecule. So the first mechanism of this interaction of these molecules with enzyme and damage of the cells by is what, the substituting. Okay, so they were substituted for metabolite, okay, by normal processes. Okay, they means what, they are substituent of these metabolites, okay, which is involved in this cell cycle, and they were incorporated into the molecule. Okay, now the second is what, competing. Okay, so competing successfully with normal metabolites for occupation of the catalytic site of key enzyme. So they were what, successfully competing, okay, whatever the normal metabolites, okay, involved with these molecules means antimetabolites were competing, okay, for the occupation of catalytic site of a key enzyme. Next, that is what, the competing with a normal metabolites that act at enzyme regulatory site to alter the catalytic rate of the enzyme. So again, the third one is basically they were what, normally whatever the metabolites involved in the process, they were compete and which will act on the enzyme regulatory site, which alters the catalytic rate of the enzyme. So by these three mechanisms, these antimetabolites were act on the enzymes and damages the cell. So myelosuppression is the dose limiting toxicity for all the drugs in this class. So we have to see the different subclasses of these antimetabolites, in that whatever the drugs has been given for treatment of cancer, so on the basis of these dose limiting toxicity, these all drugs were causes the myelosuppression. So now we'll move to the classification of antimetabolites. In that there are three subclasses of antimetabolite. First is what, pyrimidine analog, second purine analog, and third one is folic acid analogs. Okay, these three classes. So in that the first class is what, pyrimidine analogs. In pyrimidine analogs, the basic structure is what, pyrimidine, that's why they were called pyrimidine analogs. The examples from this category is 5-fluorouracil. In short, we can call it 5-FU. You can see the structure of 5-fluorouracil. Pyrimidine ring will be there, and at fifth position there will be fluorine ring. So next drug from this category is capecitabine. Okay, so this drug is again what, pyrimidine analog, and which is complex with the ribose or the pentose sugar. Now next drug is floxuridine. Okay, so floxuridine, again the example from same category. Again whatever the one nitrogen has been whatever one nitrogen having what, the substitution of this pentose sugar, This is again one more example. And now the citarabine also the example of this category. So different between the citarabine and floxuridine, so is that whatever the at 6 position there will be what ketonic group will be there. So in case of citarabine at this position there is what NH2 will be there. So these four examples of pyrimidine analogs has been here. So now the next second subclass from this antimetabolite agent is what purine analogs. Okay, so purine is what basic structure. So in that first example is what 6 mercaptopurine. So purine will be the basic structure and mercapto means what SH. Okay, so the first structure you can see, just draw these structures and practice them. Now the next example from these purine analogs is 6-thioguanine. Okay, so 6-thioguanine structure will be there at 6 position. There will be thio means SH will be there and guanine because of the NH substitution. Okay, so this is what the structure of 6-thioguanine. And next structure from this category is fludarabine. Okay, so fludarabine structure again, this is what the purine analog and pentose sugar is there also. So fluorine will be substitution, that's why it is called as fludarabine. Okay, so these are all structures of the purine analogs. Now the next subclass of these antimetabolite agent is folic acid analogs. Okay, so folic acid analogs, these are what the structural similarity with folic acid. So in that example is aminopterin. Methotrexate is the major and the potent drug from this category. Then azathioprine and trimethoprim. Okay, so these are all four examples from these folic acid analogs. The basic structure has been given over here, you can see. So the basic structure in that R substitution will be there. So if R is equal to H, it is called as aminopterin, and if R is equal to CH3, it is called as methotrexate. Okay, so one more here azathioprine will be there and trimethoprim. There is what 3 methoxy group on the aromatic ring. Okay, that's why it is called as trimethoprim. So these are what three basic subclasses of antimetabolite, that is what purine analogs, pyrimidine analogs and folic acid analogs. Okay, so just draw all the structures and practice them. This is what important class as per your examination. So now we'll move to the first subclass, that is what pyrimidine analogs. The structures already we have seen. So these pyrimidine analogs inhibits the biosynthesis of pyrimidine nucleotides or change in its form that interferes with normal cellular function, for example synthesis or the functions of nucleic acid. So basically how these pyrimidine analogs has been act, they were interfere with what, they were interfere with the synthesis of pyrimidine nucleotides or change in its change in its form that interfere with normal cellular function. Okay, means they will interfere the normal cellular function, that is what synthesis function or nucleic acid, or they will inhibit the biosynthesis of pyrimidine nucleotides. So how they will act through this process. Now the first drug from this pyrimidine analog, that is what 5-fluorouracil. The structures already we have seen. Okay, so this 5-fluorouracil is what analog of thymine. Okay, in which the methyl group is replaced by fluorine atom. Okay, so one fluorine atom, whatever the methyl group on this thymine ring, this methyl group has been replaced by the fluorine, that is called as a 5-fluorouracil. Okay, so these 5-fluorouracil, it has two active metabolites. Okay, so two active metabolites will be there. 5-FDUMP means what, 5-fluorodeoxyuridine monophosphate and 5-fluorodeoxyuridine triphosphate. These are what two active metabolite, 5-FDUMP and 5-FDUTP. So 5-FDUMP inhibits thymidylate synthetase. Okay, so this whatever 5-FDUMP will what inhibit the thymidylate synthetase and prevent the biosynthesis of thymidine, which is a major building block for synthesis of DNA. Okay, so for synthesis of DNA there is what major building block called as a thymidine, and this thymidine were synthesized through this thymidylate synthetase, and this thymidylate synthetase, if we inhibit by the active metabolite of 5-FDUMP, there is what the process of synthesis of DNA has been blocked. 5-FD-UTP is incorporated into RNA. Okay, so whatever the second metabolite, that is what 5-FD-UTP. Okay, means 5-fluorodeoxyuridine triphosphate will incorporate into the RNA by RNA polymerase enzyme and interferes with RNA function. Okay, after incorporation into the RNA by RNA polymerase, they will interfere with RNA function. So this is about what the 5-fluorouracil. So this 5-fluorouracil basically administered through the intravenously. Okay, since the oral absorption is incomplete, so because of oral absorption is incomplete, this 5-fluorouracil has been given what intravenously. So structure of 5-fluorouracil in enol form. Okay, so previously we have seen the in keto form. Okay, so here the in enol form structure has been given, you can see. So these drug basically used to treat the solid tumors, especially breast cancer, okay, colorectal cancer, gastric tumors, and squamous cells tumor of the head and neck. Okay, so this will useful in the different kind of cancers. Okay, so synergistic effect with other cytotoxic agent. Okay, so these drug having what synergistic effect with other kind of whatever cytotoxic agents, such as what cyclophosphamide, which is what alkylating agent, then methotrexate, this is what antimetabolite, antifolic folic acid analog will be there, and cisplatin. Okay, so with this agent, these 5-fluorouracil will shows the synergistic effect. Now the side effect of these drug is basically myelosuppression will be there. So already we have seen in introduction, all drugs from this antimetabolite class has been produces the myelosuppression and oral as well as gastrointestinal ulceration. Okay, so this has been developed by the these kinds of pyrimidine analogs. So now we'll move to the metabolic activation of 5-fluorouracil to 5-fluorodeoxyuridine monophosphate, means 5-fluoro-DUMP. Okay, 5-FD-UMP. So whatever the two active metabolites we have discussed in previous slide, that is what 5-FD-UMP and 5-FD-UTP. So basically the structure of 5-fluorouracil, you can see the structure of 5-fluorouracil. So initially it will form the complex with this pentose sugar. Okay, so pentose sugar with this complex has been formed. Further, by three subsequent reaction, there is phosphorylation of this 5-fluorouracil with pentose sugar has been occur. You can see the phosphate group on the OH. Okay, after three reaction, three arrows will be there, means what three reaction occurs. Okay, so phosphorylation occur means what formation of 5-FD-UMP, means 5-fluorodeoxyuridine monophosphate. Okay, so now the both structures complex with this pentose sugar and this 5-FD-UMP will synthesize their triphosphate from. Okay, means from monophosphate they will synthesize diphosphate. Okay, and from diphosphate again synthesis of triphosphate will be there. So you can see two arrow has been given from mono to di and di to triphosphate. Okay, so both triphosphate form of these 5-FD-UMP and complex of pentose sugar and 5-fluorouracil has been incorporated into DNA as well as RNA and interferes with the cellular functions and inhibit as well as damage the cells. So this is what the metabolic activation of these 5-fluorouracil, okay, has been given over here. Just draw the reaction and practice it. So now we'll move to the mechanism of action of this 5-fluorouracil. Okay, so basically 5-fluorouracil uh, in from the right corner the reaction has been started. It is what cell cycle S phase specific drug will be there. So 5-FE in presence of uridine phosphorylase. Okay, so 5-fluorouracil in the presence of what? Uridine phosphorylate. It will convert it into 5-fluorouracil ribose. Okay, in previous reaction we have seen what is that 5-fluorouracil ribose complex has been formed. Okay, so from this 5-fluorouracil as well as 5-FUR, okay, given over here means ribose complex, uh, in the presence of phosphoryl ribosyl transferase. Okay, so these 5-FE will synthesize the 5-FUMP means 5-fluorouridine monophosphate, also from what? 5-FUR. Okay, so these 5-FUMP in the presence of uridine kinase, they will synthesize the 5-FUDP means what? 5-fluorouridine diphosphate. Okay, from these 5-fluorouracil diphosphate in the presence of ribonucleotide reductase. Okay, in the presence of ribonucleotide reductase, okay, it will convert it into 5-fluorodeoxyuridine monophosphate. Okay, so from 5-fluorouridine diphosphate to convert into what? 5-fluoro-DUMP means deoxyuridine monophosphate. Okay, now these 5-fluoro-deoxyuridine monophosphate means 5-FDUMP will block the conversion process of deoxyuridine monophosphate to deoxy trimonophosphate. Okay, sorry, deoxythymidine monophosphate. Okay, so whatever the conversion of these deoxyuridine monophosphate to deoxythymidine monophosphate has been blocked by the 5-FDUMP. Okay, this process has been occur in the presence of what? Thymidylate synthetase. Okay, so thymidylate synthesis with the help of N5 N10 methylene FH4, it will convert it into FH2. Okay, so once this process has been blocked, whatever this deoxythymidine monophosphate, which is what essential component or the required component for the DNA synthesis as well as cell growth, once this process has been blocked, this component synthesis has been blocked, and the synthesis of DNA and cell growth also has been blocked. Okay, so this blockade is mainly responsible for what? Lethal effect of 5-fluorouracil. Also the 5-fluoroUMP, which will convert it into was which will convert it into 5-fluorouridine triphosphate. Okay, means from monophosphate to triphosphate, which will incorporate into what? DNA and block the growth of the RNA. Okay, it will incorporate into RNA and block the growth of RNA as well as causes the cell damage. So this is what the mechanism of action given over here. Just draw this mechanism of action. So now the next drug from this pyrimidine analog is what? Cytarabine. Okay, so cytarabine also called as Cytosar U. Okay, so this drug basically given orally as well as intravenously and also subcutaneously. Okay, so it is having a good absorption as well as distribution through all these routes. Okay, so structure also has been given over here. So the narrow clinical spectrum and its primary used in the combination with daunorubicin or thiogonine. Okay, so basically narrow clinical spectrum will be of this drug. Okay, that was cytarabine, and they were given in the combination with daunorubicin as well as thiogonine for the treatment of acute non-lymphocytic leukemia. Okay, so useful in the word acute non-lymphocytic leukemia. So side effect of this cytarabine is myelosuppression, GIT disturbance, stomatitis, pneumonitis. Okay, then neurotoxicity seen in high doses. So these kinds of side effect has been seen in higher doses. So this is about the cytarabine. Now we'll move to the mode of action or the mechanism of action of cytarabine. So how these cytarabine has been act. So cytosine arabinoside, or we can also called Ara-C or cytarabine. Okay, so cytarabine having two different name, cytosine arabinoside or Ara-C. Okay, is a simply arabinose sugar. Okay, instead of ribose. Okay, so instead of ribose there is what, arabinose sugar will be there, and the only difference in structure is that the epimeric hydroxyl group at second position. Okay, so at second position of these arabinos. Okay, so whatever the hydroxyl group, which is what, epimeric hydroxyl group, okay, on to the pentose sugar, this is what only the structural difference between these arabinos and ribose sugar. The epimeric sugar is similar enough to the natural ribose. Okay, so it is what, similar to natural ribose, which will allows to Ara-C to be incorporated into the DNA. Okay, so whatever the epimeric sugar present onto this cytarabine arabinoside, this will allow to the what, Ara-C to incorporate it into the DNA, and its mechanism of action may include slowing of the DNA chain elongation. Okay, so once it has been incorporated into the DNA, they will slow down the process of chain elongation. Okay, via DNA polymerase or cellular inefficiency in DNA processing or repair after incorporation. Okay, so because of by incorporation they will slow down the DNA chain elongation via what, your DNA polymerase enzyme, means by using DNA polymerase enzyme, and also what, cellular inefficiency in DNA processing and repairs after the incorporation. Okay, so this is what the mechanism of action by these whatever the arabinoside, means pentose sugar available because of help with the help of this ribose sugar, they will shows the DNA chain elongation process slowing down. Okay, so here this in structurally given, the cytosine arabinoside structure has been given over here. So initially what, the monophosphate form of this cytosine arabinoside has been from monophosphate there is what, formation of diphosphate. From diphosphate the triphosphate has been formed, and this triphosphate form is what, active form of this cytosine arabinoside. Okay, and which will block the process of cytidyllic acid to, means this will block what, the conversion of cytidyllic acid to 2-deoxycytidyllic acid, which is essential component for what, growth of DNA. So this triphosphate will inhibit this process. So you can see into reaction they will inhibit what, uh, whatever this cytidyllic acid into what, 2-deoxycytidyllic acid. Okay, so this is what the mechanism of cytarabine. Now the whatever deaminase enzymes, okay, present into the cell, they will causes the resistance. Okay, these deaminase enzymes causes the resistance. The new analogs of this cytarabine is cyclocitidine. Okay, so new analogs called as what, cyclocitidine, also called as anicetabine. Okay, and cetabine. Okay, so resistance to deamination by deaminase leads to better therapeutic index. Okay, once whatever the resistance to deamination by deaminase, okay, what is this process which leads to the better therapeutic index. So these drugs basically are useful in the acute granulocytic leukemia. Okay, acute granulocytic leukemia. So cytosine arabinoside, okay, in the presence of deaminase you can see the into reaction. Okay, so cytosine arabinoside in the presence of deaminase, there is formation of uridine arabinoside. Okay, uridine arabinoside has been synthesized, which is what, inactive form or the inactive component of this cytosine arabinoside or cytarabine. So this is what the resistance to the deaminase enzymes, which will convert into what, inactive moiety. So this is what about the pyrimidine analogs. Okay, So in antimetabolites agent, the first subclass is pyrimidine analogs we have seen. Now the second subclass from this antimetabolite agent, that is what purine analogs, will see into the next session. Till that, whatever the structures has been given in previous slides, okay, so just draw it and practice them. Till that, thank you and happy learning.